Hello lovely people, it's Cara here and I am so mad, as you well know. And this week I thought I'd do something a little bit different and come under the hashtag of Friday Sews, which I know you all know is a wonderful concept created by Jen in today's sewing room. So thank you, Jen, for bringing the sewing community together. And if you put hashtag Friday Sews into your search bar on YouTube, you'll have a whole wealth of YouTubers, some of which you may not have met. So if I'm one of those YouTubers to you today and you're seeing me for the first time, I hope you like seeing a little slice into my sewing room for this week. It's quite a small room, but I get a lot of sewing done and I can't wait to talk to you about it. So, now, you know I'm a lady that likes to make a lot of jackets. Yeah, more jackets in my future. So what I thought I would do for a change is make a jacket for my husband. Da, da, da. I've really enjoyed sewing for someone else, but it's a really unusual feeling because I felt kind of responsible. Now obviously I love sewing, I love creating amazing clothes that I'm comfortable to wear, but the thought of creating amazing clothes for someone else to wear is a whole different ball game. It's a fascinating feeling. And what I've made for my husband, this is the Lekala jacket, Lekala hashtag 6052. They generally do their patterns by numbers. Actually a lot of the Russian pattern companies do that. Now Lekala, I actually have a video of way back when, Cara, several different hairstyles ago and colours ago, Cara, and I talk more about Lekala patterns in that video, but Lekala, I don't know how they do it. It's amazing. They've got hundreds of designs to choose from and they'll create you a pattern bespoke to your size. So there's 3 different size bands, but then you literally put your size in, or the size of the person you're sewing for in this case, and then they'll produce you a printed pattern. I think there is plotter, but I've only ever done A4, and you basically click buy obviously, and within 20 minutes you've got a pattern come into your inbox that is bespokely sized to the person you're making for. It's amazing. So that's what I did for this pattern, and it's quite interesting really because my husband and I are on Slimming World at the moment. It's going extraordinarily well. My husband's lost just over a stone, and that was a couple of weeks ago, so he may well have lost a little bit more now. And then yesterday when I weighed myself, I also have lost a stone since the beginning of January. And I know the beginning of January sounds like ages away. It's not. It's come. We're now in March, and that's happened with the blink of an eye. So it's extraordinary. So when I've put the measurements in for Chris, that would have been not that long ago, maybe only 2 or 3 weeks. So I was quite conscious of his changing shape, because he is changing shape quite a lot, losing the beer belly and all that sort of stuff, by his own admittance as well. So I was quite nervous when I made it that it was still going to fit. So actually I will say that when I made a toile up, which you might have seen a few weeks ago, I've actually repurposed that now. I did actually make a toile, so I used some cotton that I didn't think I was going to be using myself, made a toile up, put it on him, and I could see already that it was too big. So when I went to make it out of this fabric, I actually took the seam allowances off, and the fit actually is really good. So note to self, when losing weight, expect change in size. Obviously, Cara, I suppose. But anyway, so this is the Lekala 6052. I think you can just about see the pocket patch pockets on there. And all I was looking for, my husband doesn't wear jackets very often, if ever. But I really like a jacket with a t-shirt and jeans on a man. I just think it looks really smart. And I just wanted to make my husband either a linen or a lightweight unlined jacket to just see what that looks like. I know his brother wears a sort of a linen jacket a lot and it suits him, but they're quite different build types. But I have to say, I was absolutely delighted how this came together. I was going to say, until I got sidetracked, the Lekala patterns are very basic instructions, more basic than a style arc instruction. So it literally, you get maybe half a page of instructions. So it'll literally say, construct collar, put jacket, I don't know, body together, create button placket, that sort of thing. It's really, really basic. So you would have to know something about the style of it. It don't think this one even has pictorial, instructions either. Whereas Vicky Sews have amazing pictorial instructions, and so do on Grasser they also have pictorial instructions. Whereas Lekala, it's just literally, I remember showing the girls at the sewing, assisted sewing I do, there's literally about that many instructions to make the entire jacket. But here it is done. I used these lovely sort of pearlescent brown buttons. We had to play around with the shape of the lapel to make it this shape, because then actually you could filter it down, but this actually suited him really well. So it's an unlined jacket. This fabric was from Dot Studio, which is very close to me here where I live. Run by the lovely Becky Duran. So please do look up Dot Studio. I obviously bought this fabric and so on, but it's a deep green sort of olivey colour, which really suits my husband. And then I think you could see that on there, I bias bound the edge of the facing, just to give it that little, I don't know, je ne sais quoi. Yeah, so and it fits him really well. Now I've literally only just, it's got like a facing that goes all the way around the top. It's quite a simple construction really. So it was actually meant to be lined, so I ended up constructing a facing for the inside, because obviously the facing would normally fit to the, I don't know, band or whatever, but I decided not to line it because I didn't want it to be heavy on him. I have got sort of a picture of him, but I'm going to cut his head off because he just got out of the shower, bless him, quite late at night, because I was keen for him to try it on. But maybe I'll save that for another day. So if there's a picture here now, I've decided to put it in. If there isn't, I will show you in another day, I promise. But I am very, very pleased with that. I was so nervous when he tried it on, and a little anxious when he was like making recommendations and things. I can't really explain it. I probably didn't take the feedback very well, but it was feedback nonetheless, because you have to fit it to him. You have to make sure the sleeves and so on are right and things like that. But what do you think? Yeah, I can't say I'm going to do it very often. I will feel probably right when he's actually wearing it, because that's the other thing. I've made a few things for people, then you just never actually know whether they're going to wear them or not, and then you think, oh, was that really worth the investment? I'm not sure. It's looking like it's quite creased there, but it's just the nature of it's because how the sun's coming on. It's not sun. There is no sun. We haven't seen sun for weeks here in the southeast. Just rain. But but I think it is going to have a linen-esque feel to it in terms of a little bit crumpled and things. But that was very exciting. So after that, during all of that process, I've got a lot of things going on, as has everybody. Can I just slice in a quick thank you? You lot, you're lovely. Thank you for all the amazing feedback on last week's video. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, please do, because I made the most amazing jacket from Maison Fauve. It's called the Metropolis jacket, and I wore it to the Chanel exhibition. I then popped over to a lovely shop called Cézanne, which is a French boutique, where I tried on a couple of blouses, and some of you are excellent in your suggestions of how to replicate those blouses, so more on that another time. I also want to say thank you to those of you who are giving me a virtual hug, because I am still recovering from the loss of my beautiful Lara, my beautiful whippet, who passed away 2 weeks ago this week. I can't believe it. And my heart doesn't feel any very different, so it's still bruised. So anyway, just thought I'd slice it in there, if that's okay. you know that I do assisted sewing with some lovely ladies at was called Little Miss So and So, is now called All Set to Sew. So Nicola has rebranded her business. She no longer has, well, very shortly will no longer have the warehouse in Polegate, which is very close to me. Um, and she is going to be moving to a lovely venue, which I haven't seen yet, but I've seen pictures of, in Eastbourne, which is exciting. So not a physical shop anymore. Well, it was never actually generally open to the public. It was always a warehouse. But she is moving to subscription business, and some amazing products, including bag making kits and her own designs and all sorts of wonderful things. But anyway, she was clearing out her warehouse last Saturday, so she did an open day, and we were assisted sewing. I'm more of a coach than I am a teacher, but some lovely ladies bring projects, and I help them with their sewing. Essentially, I just give them the confidence to sew, remind them to breathe, remind them to do snips, so that they got their notches in and things like that, and they just are creating the most wonderful things. So Nicola very kindly let us have preview access to the sale, because she's literally selling off everything that was in her warehouse. It wasn't a huge amount of fabrics and so on left, but there were some patterns and some notions and some general samples and things like that. So naturally, we all had a look. Do you want to see what I bought? How exciting! So let me just lean across here because they're all on the side. So you know how we all collect a whole. Well, actually, I don't anymore. For the years that I used to have the magazines, the sewing magazines, sorry, they all come with free patterns, and Nicola had this massive box full of these patterns that essentially were given away with sewing patterns. So these were 50p a shot. And I thought you might just find it interesting to see what I picked up. These will be available on Etsy and eBay and all that sort of thing, or even on D-Stash accounts, I imagine. But I did manage to pick up some that I haven't seen before. Now I have a hankering to make a waistcoat, another waistcoat, one that would sit underneath some of the denim jackets that I've been making and things, just to give me a little extra layer of warmth. And so this Simplicity K829. And these were only 50p a packet, which was great. And I thought actually these very simple, I quite like this cowl neck idea here. I thought that was just really cute and very simple. So I thought that might give me an opportunity to create a very simple waistcoat. But this one, oh, look at that. What's it called? The Slouchy Gilet. That was from Simply Sew, I think. Yep, Simple Sew. I really liked the neckline on this. I couldn't help thinking of Sarah from Sew Sarah Style. That would be definitely her sort of neckline for sure. She likes a high neck on her products her makes. I then picked up a couple of what they call wardrobe builders. Now Threadcount I haven't seen around for a long time, so this must have been one of the older styles. Look at the amount of products there are in that, and I actually really like the simplicity of this shirt dress. I've got the Alex shirt dress from Little Miss So and So on the mind, from Sew Over It. But actually, I just really like this, and I'm going to come on to talk about this jacket in a little while with something else I've got in mind. I love something with a crossover. Now this, what I'm wearing today, is the Abbey jumpsuit from Athena Cacao or AK Designs. Sadly, she's not in business anymore, but she used to make the most amazing patterns. And this jumpsuit was one of the first jumpsuits I ever made. So it's got to be about 9 years old now. This I thought, and I love a crossover. I thought this was really cute. Because I'm quite big chesticled, this having sort of detail on the front here, as well as the nice wide neckline. Thought that was a pretty good one, and that's Threadcount 1502. Okay, and then another one of these wardrobe builders. This is actually a really cute jacket, some trousers. I'm not sure what I'd make off here actually, but I just liked the sort of whole aesthetic of it, and you just never know. You never know when you might need some of those things. Well, so that was pretty cool. So after making it's quite an involved making a jacket like that, although I just took my time with it and just wanted to make it happen. I thought, I know, I'll make myself just a quick palette cleanser of a gilet. You know what? I could not have been more wrong. These, bear in mind, these patterns are meant to be for probably new sewists, people who are interested in learning how to sew. That, I know you can't see that in entirety, that is the patterns for this gilet. I have to tell you, I have never come across such a head-scratching project my whole life. Yeah. But don't fear, let me just change my mannequin and I will come back to you. So I have created it. I have to tell you, it looks better on than it does on my mannequin. Mostly because I'm going to work this morning. And not that I'm rushing my videoing, but, you know, I haven't got all day. So this was an absolute head scratcher, and the whole reason I decided I wanted to make a waistcoat is because I have this lovely remnant of this super soft, it's actually a little bit more, I don't know, moss green than it looks there. There's a little bit more tealy, I suppose, but anyway, I had 90 centimetres of this amazing fabric, and I thought, I know I can make an LB pullover, a sleeveless LB pullover out of that, but I need to break myself away from my LB pullover obsession, if you like. And in true Cara style, or anyone's style really, I didn't really read the instructions for how much fabric I would need for this waistcoat. When did I realise this? When I had to cut 4 of this size of piece. This is quite a big piece because it goes across the front of the waistcoat. It was at that point I thought, you have got nowhere near enough fabric for this project, Cara. What have you done? You've cut into some beautiful fabric and now you're not going to be able to do anything with it. Great. So then I thought to myself, I know, I've got some fabric left over from the LB pullover. No, oh my God, see? It's an illness. Hopefully there's medication available. From the pogo nip that you made recently. So I then decided, because it's fully lined, it's not a palette cleanser whatsoever. I then decided to, and then, yeah, so you're thinking, oh, you've got interesting things going on in the back here. Yeah, I didn't have enough fabric. So I literally had to cut out what I could of this fabric. But it is fully lined, and so then I decided to line it. See here, look, the inside is also this fabric. So then I decided to line it with the pogo nip fabric, or that this fabric actually is available on Pound Fabrics actually. So yeah, you see, you got this great big sort of cowl that sits at the front, and then a zip in the side here. Wow, it was a lot of work. But I say that. I cut it out and made it within 3 hours. Now you're thinking, what? That's not a lot of work. There you go. It is actually really nice, and it is super snugly because of the double layer of this. But the instructions were an absolute nightmare, and I can't see me going back to that anytime soon. Well, I'm not sure. It's a little bit long, which is a bit frustrating. Sorry about the rustling. There you go. That is what I made then. So what else did I buy from the Little Miss So-and-so clear out? Because naturally I didn't just stop at these patterns. She was also selling off some PDFs. So she's obviously had the license or agreement with the pattern companies, because when she's doing the subscription boxes, the PDFs or AO printed patterns came with those. So she's still got the agreement with those. So she was able to sell off some of the PDF patterns, or rather they'd obviously printed them out and they were surplus. That's the agreement, I guess. You probably get a number of copies for X amount. So there was a great big long box of AO printed patterns basically. And this isn't going to be very exciting for me to show you because it's literally, oh, hang on, literally a pile of AO printing. But I did get, let me just see if I can find it here. I've got a couple of things that aren't relevant. This is out of print, I think, or it was the last time I looked. I've always wanted to make the Sally jumpsuit. This is from Closet Core. Lauren from Guthrie Garney wore one once, and I was like, I need this, and then I couldn't get hold of it because it's got this beautiful V-neck. You actually can make a jumpsuit or a dress. You know I love a jumpsuit. I'm wearing one right now. So that, I think, is going to be absolutely lovely. So I've got the AO printing of that. And then the other one that I bought, which I can't show you, but I'll put a screenshot in now, is the Rita shirt dress. I think that's, oh, forgotten who that's by, but I'll put the stock photo in and then remind you here. I don't know if it's a Friday Pack company or, no, I'm not sure. But anyway, that's shirt dress has been in the arena for many years, and I've never been able to get hold of a copy of it. So again, a real good staple for my wardrobe. I think seems like I've got a shirt dress on my mind, doesn't it? So that was really good fun. And then naturally I had to buy some fabric, and luckily for me, she was selling off 2 pieces of just standard stretch denim. It's actually the same style of denim that the jacket's made out of. So that was a bargain price actually. And I think I've got about 3 meters there across the 2 pieces. They're reasonable sized pieces each. And I'm going to be making the new Tilly in the buttons pattern, the Thea trousers, which I know you've all seen, but I'll put the stock photo in here. And that is after my Cézanne experience and the Le Crop jeans, so they are just a dead ringer for that shape. So I thought that's a great way to see if I like the style of those or not, and they definitely will be a really good staple in my wardrobe and go with a lot of things. So that was really exciting. She also then had an amazingly good value remnant of this, which is the Cobra Corsage. And again, this did the rounds. Sian from Kittenish Behaviour is completely addicted to this. She may have got over that obsession by now, but and it comes with a whole different range of colours. And I'd not seen I don't think I'd actually ever seen the purple version of it in real life before. But this was amazing. It was a really good value price. I think there's some flaws on it somewhere, so I'll have to work around that. But I look forward to adding that to my stash and making a really pretty summer dress. Although when I see fabric like that, all I can think of is the oh, it's got out of my head. That's helpful, isn't it? The two set from Tilly and Buttons last year that I made absolutely loads of. I put it on here. Why does that happen to me? It was just in my head just 2 seconds ago. Gone now. Oh my goodness, that's going to bug me. But anyway, the 2 set, which again, I'll put a picture of me, probably if I can find one, in that, because I made loads of those sets. SD set. There you go. I knew it would come back to me eventually. I made loads of those last year, and that sort of fabric is perfect for that sort of outfit. I have written a list. I'm rattling on here. I hope that's all right with you guys. I just wanted to see if I covered off everything. Yeah. Oh, got a very exciting week ahead. I've got some friends staying with me this weekend, so no sew this weekend. Oh, how will I cope? But I need to get my stitching on, as they say, because next weekend is the Knitting and Stitching show, where I'm going to bump into so many people, and I'm delighted to say that I'm there on not 1 but 2 days. So I'm going to be there on Friday afternoon and all day Saturday. I might get there just around lunchtime, I think, on Friday, because a lovely friend has gifted me a ticket they've won for the Friday, and then I've also purchased my ticket for Saturday. And there's so many lovely people going. I won't list them all off now, but all of the people you watch pretty much are going to the Knitting and Stitching show at some stage next Friday or Saturday, or Thursday, Friday or Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I am delighted that I am making a brand new 2 brand new patterns from the Maison Fauve collection that launches next week. So I can't tell you about those right now, but they are very exciting. I only received the fabric and patterns yesterday, so I've got my work cut out for that. So I am I'm making maybe a favourite item that I like to make, and something else to go with it. So super exciting. And then because I like to give myself plans, this is a completely off-piece topic really, but I can show you what I mean in a moment. I am going to be making a vintage inspired outfit for something called the Tweed Run. So the Tweed Run is a vintage bike rally, so as in bike I mean cycle, in London on the 27th of April, so not long, another deadline for me. And everybody dresses up in tweed outfits and sort of like 1940, well, the 1900s at least, esque. So you've got like lots of tweeds, so waistcoats and vintage inspired outfits, some Victoriana, some 1960s, that sort of thing. And my amazing husband is renovating me the most beautiful bike. I don't think I've got a picture of it, but you need to imagine a vintage bike. It's burgundy, it's this colour, and therefore I was on the search for some burgundy tweed, of course, to match my bike. Doesn't everybody do that? And when we were, it's a French bike, it's made in the 1960s, and when we were in France last year, I bought from a vintage shop a beautiful, I think it's beautiful, little beret. And this week, now you have to excuse the rustling and the massive bag. This week I bought from Pound Fabrics, sorry about the rustling, this amazing fabric. Look at that. Now obviously it's not a wool, it's not a tweed in terms of the Harris tweed or anything like that, so I'm sorry for the purists amongst you, but look at that, that's going to be amazing. So, oh, hang on, I also, somewhere in here, bought a lining. Look how lovely that is, all very coordinated. Let me put a screenshot of the sort of outfit that I'm going for. I'm sorry if you're an actual beret wearer and thinking you don't wear it like that, but I've just shoved it on for you. Let me put the image here of what I'm going to be making, and then that's where this jacket, which is just an unlined double-breasted jacket, which I thought was quite vintage styly, and also potentially the new trousers, the Thea trousers from Tilling the Button, the wide leg, which I think I put a screenshot of. So I'm going to make a suit basically out of that tweed with a hat, with a nice big brown belt through the middle, and hopefully I'll look something like the image there. So that's a bit of fun, and definitely one of my major timelines coming up. You're thinking, there's no way one person could have dealt with all that in 1 week. Yep, that's me. I also work full-time, have a wonderful daughter, an amazing husband, and one remaining whippet who is lovely, called Alice. So yeah, that is a week in the life of Cara. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. I hope I haven't rattled it off too quickly for you. I'm an absolute nutter. And oh, yeah, having said that, if you are at the Knitting and Stitching show next week, I would love it if you would come and say hello to me. Please don't be scared. I am what you see actually. I've got a big heart and I can't wait to meet people. So please don't be shy. Come and say hello. You may recognise me, but sadly I can't see you when I'm watching you. So I definitely want you to come over and say hello to me, please. I will leave it there for now. I hope you have a lovely weekend and I'll catch up with you very soon. Take care, everybody. Bye bye.